Hi, this is Jamie from JamieWittGuitar.com, bringing you a video lesson today for the intro pattern to Sweet Home Alabama. And hopefully it's going to sound something like this. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to break that up into chunks to learn it, okay? It's generally the best way to learn anything, any song, any solo, whatever, is to break it up into little manageable chunks. Because what we've got going on there is we've got that kind of main pattern, and then we've got the little fill parts, and what happens there is that main pattern repeats exactly the same on the second time. So if you get it right the first time, all you've got to do is repeat it. It's quite straightforward when you think of it like that. And then all we've got to do is think about adding those fills on at the end. So I'll show you that very first main pattern first off. It's kind of loosely based around a D and C and a G pattern, which are the main chords of the song. So what we're going to do first off is we're going to take an open D major chord. So first, second and third fingers, but actually we don't need that second finger, so we're going to take that one off. We're not going to go as high as that, so it doesn't need to be there. And we are going to use it in a second when we move into the C. So all we're left with there is the first and third fingers. And what we do to start it off is 2 notes on open D string, so the 4th string, and they're kind of palm muted. You kind of do one palm muted and the second one not quite so much, but you know, experiment with how you think that sounds best in relation to the song. I always do it, the first one kind of a little bit more strongly muted than the second one because I think it sounds a bit better, but as I say, just experiment with that. So we're going to do two of those notes on the D string, and then we're going to walk down the 2nd, 3rd and 4th strings all in a row. Pretty straightforward so far. Now we move into our C bass pattern, which is going to be where this second finger is going to come into it. So it's going to come across and it's going to land on that 3rd fret on the 5th string. And we've got this kind of pattern. So we hit it once on the 3rd, once off, so open 5th string this time, and then back on that 3rd again. And now we're going to do the same rundown, so the same strings we're going to go down to the 2nd, 3rd and 4th, but this time we're going to take off that 1st finger. Okay, so it's going to just be 2nd finger, which is 3rd fret, 3rd string which is open, 4th string which is open as well. Okay, that's our C pattern. Now we move down to the G one, which all you do is you flick that 2nd finger down 1 string. Exact same thing, so 3rd, open 3rd. Like that. And now instead of doing that little rundown, we're just going to do 2 notes on an open G string. Kind of like that, okay? Now that's our main pattern, the first bit, the bit which repeats. What we need to add in though is those little fill parts, and this is where the first one of those comes into it. It's quite a tricky one, this first fill, so what we're going to do is we're going to break it down and think about the individual strings. This is how it sounds all together, but we're going to break it up a little bit. It's all going to be around the open strings and 2nd fret, 1st and 2nd fingers. We'll take it 1 string at a time. So starting on the 5th string, we've got a hammer on, open to 2nd fret with your 1st finger. So that's on the 5th string. Now we move on to the 4th string. We play it open, then go to 2nd finger, play the 2nd fret, sorry, but probably with the 1st finger, and we do a pull off, okay? So that string again, open, play the 2nd fret, 1st finger, and then a pull off again to open. And now we're going to go back to the 5th string, and we're just going to hit 1 2nd fret note there, 1st finger again. Now we're going to jump all the way up to the 3rd string, 2nd finger, and we're just going to do a very straightforward pull off. So 2nd fret, 2nd finger, you're going to play that one, and then just pull off to open. Okay, so that whole thing very slowly. that, okay? So that's the first fill. Now luckily the second one's a little bit easier than that, I think. So what we've got so far is that main pattern, and then you go into that first fill. Then you do the main pattern again, as I said earlier, exactly the same as we did it the first time. All of the notes and the fingerings and all that kind of stuff is identical, which is kind of nice when that happens. And then once we get to the end of it, that's when we go into the second fill, when it is a little bit different. So just going from the end of that main pattern. So we finish up on that G note there, third, open, third, and then our 2 notes on the G string. And then we're going to go to first finger, 2nd fret. Now this is still on that G string, so still on the 3rd string. And what we're going to do is this little pattern. It's a pull off to open, and then you're going to strike the open string again. Okay, quite an unusual thing to do. Normally you just let the pull off take care of the note that you're going to, but in this instance you're going to do the pull off and then hit the note as well, hit the string as well. So it's kind of like this. Pull off, strike again. Okay, and then it moves up to the 4th fret, 3rd finger, and does exactly the same trick. 4th to open as a pull off, and then strike the open string again. Same trick there. Now we're going to move the 3rd finger up to the 5th fret, and this is where we've got that really characteristic little bend that goes up. So we're on the 5th fret, again, all up on this 3rd string. This whole second fill is all on the 3rd string. So we're on the 5th fret, 3rd finger. We're going to do a string bend, so same rules apply as with any string bend, is try and get as many fingers supporting that bend as you possibly can. Because we're using 3rd finger, that means we're going to get the 2nd and 1st on the same string as well to help us pull that string up, just to make it a little bit more confident and to reduce any kind of errors that might happen with you know, come part and parcel with string bends. So we're going to grab that 5th fret one, and then we're just going to do kind of a slow bend up and then stop it at the top. Kind of like that. It might take a little bit of experimentation to get exactly the right phrasing of that bend right, but easiest way to do that is to get the note, keep listening to the CD, to the original, and just trying to get it right with what you can hear going on with the original. But it's that kind of thing. So a little while we hung at the bottom of the note, and then you start bending up and stop it at the top. And that's kind of it for that first little intro pattern. So you've got that main part which goes through the D shape, the C shape and the G shape. Then you've got the first fill, which is that hammer on and pull off part. Main pattern again, and then you've got the second fill. So I'll play it once more for you, very, very slowly. So here we go. There we go.